In the front room.
Oh, that's it. Tell Chelsea
I will. Alright, brother.
You just watch everything he does, don't you?
Who, me? Her?
The cat.
Yeah, he won't leave me alone.
That's how my dog is.
Yeah, he's my cat, that's for fuck sure.
We went for a ride last night, me and my dog. So I had to stop at this light.
Who's over here?
Deshaun?
Oh, someone tapped on the window. I'm like,
Deshaun was saying
are
hi.
they at the wrong window?
No.
Oh.
So
He was just like trying to say hi.
Normally I'd hear his voice, but I didn't hear him.
Oh, no.
What was I in there for? Oh, the rest of my lunch.
lunch.
Well, now it's going to be a snack.
What is that?
You're gonna smoke it and you're gonna tell me if you can guess it.
Here we
That's
go.
not gonna work.
Yes, mister.
Is this place a long way away?
Okay.
It's like a half hour, 45 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
It's like we go straight up 53.
I don't know nothing about 53. Where's 53? What is 53?
Van Dyke.
Lunch. Oh, Van Dyke is 53.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know.
And that takes you straight there?
No, it doesn't. It takes you up to 26 Mile. And then you take 26 Mile to the entrance. So,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much, it's the
Did you
most.
give her a bowl of food?
This morning, yes.
You did? Oh,
Yeah.
she just ate it. You just ate it all. You just ate it all.
But she might be hungry again.
Man, when
She's been eating a lot.
when you're back there in the room sleep and stuff, and the doors, if the door's closed, she goes up to that door and she does just like this and just stands there.
Oh,
Yeah, I watched her do it for about 5. She just stands there waiting for you.
oh baby. Oh. She always follows me around when I don't feel good. You're such a sweet
That little tail just going.
You're such a sweet girl. Are you hungry? You want a little bit of bacon and a little bit of food, like a treat, snack, lunch?
It'd probably be good. You got all that bacon. And then it's about his time for,
Okay.
you know. So, have you,
Yeah, I only have one of those salads left.
I know I ate one. Have you listened to
But I
Bill Maher
literally ate
yet?
one last night. I ate one yesterday, and I ate one like in the middle of the night too. So I was like, I'm gonna get a sandwich today because I ate a lot of salad.
Have you watched Bill Maher recently? Did you ever watch Bill Maher?
Yeah.
I consider myself more of a Bill Maher Democrat.
I am a what?
Bill Maher type of Democrat.
Okay.
One that's annoyed with how the system, like how
Yeah,
the system's run. At the same time, I don't agree with him on everything. Like the last, like actually, Yeah, he was going in about COVID and how like. No, I think it was Rogan too. And it's people don't ever consider. No, it was him. It's the death rate that's all they focus on.
Yeah, there's other issues.
There's more than that.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah, it's more of like just
There are a lot of
like
other things that happen to you.
Well, like this guy said yesterday, Sky was rolling up his doobie. He rolled up his doobie. I was smoking my
I dropped
doobie.
one, finally.
And he's like, yeah, I rolled up a little one because I'm not really sharing.
Oh.
And he said something like that, and the other guy's like, yeah, COVID. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And it sounded like he was going to say, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, but I just can't lose 2 weeks to 3 weeks of my life. Like, I can't do that. If I lose 2 to 3 weeks right now, it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not I come back to something that's relevant. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know.
Yep.
Without
a doubt.
You know, all the contacts are mine.
Yeah.
So I lose, you know, 3
Big
weeks
time.
without me.
Big time.
You know, especially if it's one of those things where you're like, I'm okay, and then 2 days later you're in a fucking vent, and you have no time to plan. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you just lay there like a vegetable.
yeah. There's a ton of people who probably went on a vent and lost jobs because their job had no idea they went on a vent.
And then you also got to deal with the medical bill that's going to come in.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
That shit's fucked up.
That could actually it could ruin your life.
Which is one of the things like Rogan's living in a rich man's world nowadays because he's like, I can just get up and leave Cali. It's like, you know how people love to just get up and leave?
Okay, I agree with Rogan on certain things, but other things I don't know where he's coming from.
It's coming from a...
Why would he move to Texas? He smokes weed.
Because he's rich.
But why would he move to Texas?
Because when you're fucking rich and white, you don't have to worry about
well, I
smoking
guess
weed
you're
in
right.
Texas.
I guess you're right. I don't think like that
Again,
because I'm
he
not
doesn't
white.
understand his privilege that he can fucking move to Texas and smoke weed.
And now he's got unlimited dough.
He's not even that much of a smoker. Babe.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
I don't think he smokes
I
like...
can't tell you.
He probably doesn't smoke like you or I smoke.
Fuck no, he already told...
Yeah.
I've heard him talk about how he smokes.
Yeah.
He smokes like a regular human being.
Yeah,
He maybe has one a day. One joint and he's fucking gone.
yeah.
You know, type thing.
But I'm sure he's got some really high
But
quality shit.
yeah, and what's up, brother? He's cooking fucking, but he's also eating edibles. So I'm not saying that he doesn't get high or
Right,
he doesn't
right,
understand
right.
the level I've been to. I'm just saying he doesn't live at that level.
Wait, and you're right. To a white guy, Texas is probably like paradise.
It's
To
freedom.
me, it's not.
It's fucking freedom.
Yeah,
no,
to me
no.
it's not.
To a white rich dude,
Yeah,
as rich
right.
as he is, 'cause
Yeah,
he's not just
You're right.
rich.
We got to put Rich on the top.
He's
of that.
he's fucking second level rich. Now.
Yeah, now he's filthy.
Yeah, he's filthy rich to where he can. I mean, he was filthy rich already in the fact that he could just build a fucking podcast studio with a gym and.
Yeah, well, it's just like Howard Stern. For years and years, he made a lot of money. He was rich, but when he signed with Sirius, he was
Different level.
super rich.
Yeah, different level.
Yeah, totally different level.
You know, and that gives him the ability to go there and buy enough property and pay. You know, not have to worry about cops harassing him.
Yep.
Because again, you're right. He is a weed smoker in this going to a state where they criminalize weed smoking
They really frown on it.
for profit.
The possibility that you'll have the Sabra up running by Wednesday.
Yeah,
Really? Like
Okay.
I can take the tracker overnight?
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah, so but it goes back to a point. There's the studies that show. Wow, is he early?
You're too early.
Cut.
Is that who that is?
It better be. It can't be anybody else. Wow.
Damn! Who is that?
What?
Who is that?
Yeah, I had to throw on something.
Check him out. Check his new. Look at his shoes.
Yeah,
Slick
fresh.
Damn! I gotta go home and change. I gotta run home and change.
I gotta not get so much weed on these pants.
You
What?
might want to take advantage of the top drawer in the medicine cabinet because it's all full of that really nice, expensive colognes.
Oh,
And
babe,
actually put a spray on you today so you smell nice, like like you're
until I smoke all the weed that covers it up.
I-
it won't
No, it won't cover it
it's
up.
like cologne. It's like nice,
All right,
expensive.
Yeah,
ass
cologne.
You know who's the last person to use
This is one of
cologne?
like this rare
In this
occasions
house?
when
Who?
you're
Brian.
gonna wear cologne.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Brian, when he came over from Sweden,
Uh-huh.
he used some of it. No, we're gonna be at Stony Creek. Buddy of mine's out there, so he's gonna be out on a course, or he's got one of the booths by the course. Yes, sir. See you soon. So yeah, that's. I mean, and when you hear it talk, you hear him talk. You're like, oh, okay, because that's not a white person thing. That's a rich person thing to not think about. I can just lose 3 weeks of my life.
Plus, I noticed one thing about a lot of the big celebrities, especially since this COVID thing. I noticed, although Chappelle did it before that, like Chappelle's got a big ass farm in Ohio,
He's had it, yeah.
and he's got a performance venue there.
Yeah. He built all that. Well, I think he turned his built it because of the COVID, but he's owned that. He's been.
Oh yeah, he's on that for a
He's
while.
been in Ohio for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't move out of LA or you shouldn't do what Rogan's doing. I'm not.
No, me
I wouldn't want to
either.
live there to begin with. It's
Me-
smog city, traffic.
It's a lot
Well-
of traffic.
well,
a lot of fucked up shit going
It's
on.
worse than it used to be. When I lived in LA, it was smog and it was traffic, but it was wasn't as many indigent people. Now you only saw them on Skid Row.
Oh, you mean
Back
the homeless?
then, yeah. Back then, you only saw them on Skid Row, which was downtown, part of downtown. But from what I understand now,
Oopsie. Throw that lid back on there then.
from what I understand now, they've taken over whole areas of LA,
Oh yeah.
and there's tent cities everywhere,
Yeah, same with
and it's
Seattle.
poor people. I read that it was 300,000 homeless people in LA.
I don't think Seattle's on that same level. Seattle's
No.
on a different level.
Yeah, Seattle's different.
Seattle's different. This is more because you don't being homeless in Seattle sucks.
See,
But
It's
what-
not sunny every day.
I guess in Seattle it sucks because could you imagine going out on your lawn and there's just a dude there with a tent set up that lives there?
well,
On your like on your sidewalk.
okay, yeah, he's not on their property, but he could be on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
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 I mean that's happening in LA.
Yeah, but that's
It's just,
But in LA, it's like
but what he's saying,
miles and miles of it.
yeah, and what Rogan was saying today was, you got a $5 million house, and right across the street
Yeah.
is tents.
yeah.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that's. But it also shows you the disparity of the fact that these people can buy $5 million houses, while other people can't even afford to live in a house.
Fucking tent or a box.
You know, because some of these people are still working. Some of them are mentally ill. Some
Oh,
of them
yeah.
had, did it of their own
drug
volition.
problems,
Some of them didn't. Some of them just happened to be in the wrong place at the
or
wrong time.
had a streak of bad luck.
Or a shitty fucking landlord. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people out there getting ripped off by the landlords. You spend a bunch of money, and then they fucking don't let you move in, or they move you into a place that's not even that was condemned.
So this is gonna be a bunch of evictions now.
Oh, it's gonna be a
This
crisis.
is gonna be a mess.
We're about to see. It doesn't matter who wins. I mean, it does because
I was gonna say it doesn't matter,
yeah,
but I
it
understand where you're coming from.
What I mean by that is,
It's gonna be bad no matter who's
Here.
in the White House.
See?
it's good. No, yes and no. Because I feel like if Biden gets in, then he'll do what Obama did. He'll just give a bunch of money to the people who are bitching about their. He'll basically give a bunch of money to the landlords and owners of everything, and the dickhead ones that don't give a fuck about society will still kick out the people they want to kick
And
out.
fix up the houses and rent it for more.
Yeah, rent it for more, while the other people will use that money to not kick out the people. So it's like there'll be no regulation on who does what, but all of them will get money. You know what I'm saying? Because then Rogan was like, what about the landlords? Again, if you stop the fucking mortgage payment, because again, the landlord most likely has a mortgage payment on that fucking building, even the small ones.
There should be a no repossession this year, like
Well,
based
that's-
on property taxes.
Let me tell you something. I worked for 25 years. You know what I did for 25 years? I worked for investors that bought houses in blocks. They bought 20 houses at one time.
Right.
And then we go in and fix them up for them. Okay? I say 80% of the investors I worked for over that 25 years were crooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were slum landlords and crooks.
Yeah.
You know, and they did tax shit. They did all kinds of weird shit. Cutting corners, not getting permits when they should. I don't feel sorry for those guys.
Then
at
you
all.
have other ones that do good and they get fucked over because their luck. They like they get people who don't.
Manipulate my wine.
Yeah, got me all goddamn confused and shit. Trying to
Mystify.
I don't know. It's a fine game that we're playing. It's it's really hard to predict what the fuck is going to happen in the future. It's really hard to predict what will happen with any decision you make.
What's going to happen in the future?
Any choice you make could backfire.
That's true, but history always repeats itself over and over again.
It does. Until
That's why-
You say that, but name me one time in history they had this.
Hey, what?
This. This is not something you have.
Oh, the internet.
Again, no. Just a computer.
Yeah, okay.
Free communication.
For me, communication across the world.
Okay, I mean, what I'm
That's
saying.
different.
Yeah, it is different.
Well, you're
But
the one
there's, but there's always been something to make the world smaller. It's always this made the world even more smaller, but it's always been something. Whether you go back to whatever telegraph, wire, when they put a big ass thing under the ocean so we can communicate, put cable under the ocean so you can have communication between North America and Europe.
Yeah,
it's always been something.
I understand we've been making steps, but the steps have become so exponentially big that if you went 100 years ago and you showed certain people, like if you showed 50% of the planet 100 years ago some of this technology, you'd be burned at the stake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you either be burned at the stake or they would think
Bludgeoned
you
to death or something.
Yeah.
So again,
because they would think it's demonology.
yeah, because it is.
I mean,
Dude, we're broadcasting our image across the fucking planet.
Yeah, but it's not demonology.
even
No, I know, but to them, you know what I'm saying? That
Of course.
because it shows it's knowledge.
But wait a minute.
television or movies.
They say that technical advances always jump 18 months every 18 months.
Right.
It's a jump. Okay. So that being the case, 5 years from now, this is going to be totally and absolutely obsolete.
Yeah, I know.
They say that the cell phone is nearing its stalemate. They're saying in the next 10 years that there will be something else because the telephone, the cellular phone can't go anywhere. Like they're making it as small as it's already getting made. Like all the components
at some
inside,
point,
they're
yeah.
already as small as possible, and they're never going to make a phone that lasts forever. They want something that you have to.
Well, it's going to be implant time. It's going to be implant time.
At some point, it'll be like
We're real close to it.
Futurama, where people will be.
We're real close to it
Huh?
right now.
I said, sign me out of the implant.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
You
we
wouldn't
know.
have a cell
You're going to be a
phone.
caveman.
Dude, that's
You're going to live out in the woods in a little
not
shack.
about
not
people.
to be a crazy like.
You're going to live out in the woods in a little shack.
That's talk about like Mark of the
Unabomber
Beast,
style.
like fucking. I don't need the government. The one person we can't
Hold
trust.
on.
putting
You're misunderstanding
something
what's
inside
going to
you.
happen. This isn't the government, dude.
No, it got nothing to do with the
It's got
government.
nothing to do with the government. It's going to be cell phone companies. It's going to be cell phone providers,
Even worse.
which are not the government. Again,
Even worse,
they're not anything to
private
do.
agendas.
Well, that's what your choice is going to be. You're going to have, if you want to use the phone, if you want to see the thing in the eye like everyone else does, where you go boop and just see everything you need to
Everything
see.
will be like,
Nope,
dude.
sign me out.
Then you'll need to do it, and it won't be the government mandating it.
But how you going to do anything? Because it's going to be universal.
I'll
There's
do
still
just
gonna be
like
people
we've done
growing
for all
food.
times.
Well, yeah, there's still going to be people, what they call off the grid.
No. What I mean is there'll still be a niche market for specialty growing foods and things of that nature. So there'll still be a market for people who live in that age. Like the Amish has a market now.
I
You would
don't
think
know.
that. Think about the Amish.
There's some of the
They live in
best
the-
builders there are.
But they live in the back end. They don't use anything that we use. They live in a world that we doesn't exist.
Yeah, but the Amish aren't growing. They're getting smaller.
Mm,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they're getting smaller. It's going to
I'm
be
not-
less.
that's
It's
fine.
less and less and
But by
less
the
and
numbers,
less.
that's because they don't have as many people in the first place. They're the very minority of minority. It makes sense that by just numbers of exponential growth, that they would never come close. They would keep getting smaller.
Yeah.
But-
It's just like, when technology hits the jungle or the forest, you know what happens.
Huh.
They exploit all the animals there and they exploit the land. They cut down all the trees and have farms. Oh, really?
yeah, that's a good one.
But AI, keep coming back to it.
Yep.
You know what I heard yesterday about AI? Doctors were having trouble pinpointing certain cells that were cancerous, and they make a lot of mistakes. They put an AI thing in there, and it's 96% accurate. They said doctors were only 62%. So AI is already helping, in all kind of health things. And this is for the heart and for cancer.
Do you think we need another name for it?
For AI?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come up with a name for it.
You know what I'm saying? Because like
Just like
when you say it, there's been so much negative connotation in theater and in movie and in written word against a artificial
some people,
intelligence.
right? Some people are afraid of it.
It's-
But
Sounds
the
horrible.
reality is not an artificial intelligence. It's
No, it's our intelligence
just combined into one.
that can do things
That can-
way faster
Yeah.
and go deeper into problems.
It's a hive mind.
And it can go it can go deeply into problems to solve them.
Without emotion.
Right?
Because again, most humans can't decide anything without emotion.
You're right.
I
I don't know.
everything about what you just said
Well,
sounds completely and utterly horrible. Not scary. Horrible. Sick,
But it sounds like a village.
It sounds like
a village.
Fucking
A village?
lifelessness.
No,
and
it's
enslavement.
not. Hold on a second.
No, man, it's people. Everybody.
Inputting.
Everybody. Yeah.
Input from everyone.
From
It's just
everyone,
a small
which will make
percentage.
which will make the world a better place in the long run.
What do I need it for?
If it wasn't for this computer, right now, there are people in Africa, there are people in Slavic countries, there are people in South America that wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for this thing right here.
How much more I would enjoy life if phones weren't a thing and people had to come see me if they wanted to talk to me? I would love it because I love face-to-face communication.
You talking about getting rid of this?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I have my doubts about this, but I wouldn't want to do without it right now. I'd want to have this right now.
Yeah, well, right now it's great because it's a knowledge highway. Right now,
Without a doubt, I've answered so many questions that I've had. Thousands of questions I've answered because of this. And that.
The bike that I put back together out there, I wouldn't have been able to take it apart or put it together.
Right.
Do it right, and it would have taken me a week or two of just manual trial and error. But instead, I get somebody who has a video or a diagram, and I'm like, sweet. Now I know.
And it's all kinds of stuff. I learned how to trim. I learned how to make hash, all from this thing right here. I didn't know nothing about it, and I went online and I asked about it. It showed me endless films of people doing it.
And now it's in your book. Now it's in your wheelhouse, so you get to live it.
Yep.
That's sweet.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's.
See, AI doesn't know.
Q-tip and I'll clean it.
See, AI.
Q-tip and I'll clean it.
To me, AI doesn't have any prejudice that I can see right now. They might come up, but it doesn't judge you whether you're fat or skinny. It doesn't judge you whether what religion you are. It doesn't judge you whether you're black or white or Spanish.
Body. Because no one would judge anyone if they weren't in a body.
Yeah.
If it was just your soul, you don't judge anyone.
Exactly.
Your soul doesn't know the difference.
It
between
seems like
fat
it would
and
judge
skinny.
you by your weight, though.
No, why would it?
It might, but not in the way
Depending
that
on the operation.
not a negative judgment.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah,
a judgment of criticism.
It might say to you, you could be a little healthier if you do this or that.
Yeah, it's going to tell
It's
you
gonna
if
give
you
you-
want to lose weight,
Right.
if you want to, but if you don't.
But it's not going to judge you.
It's not going to say.
That's judging is something else.
Yeah, that's judging is a different thing, in a sense that this one's going to say, hey, if you don't do this, you're going to die at this age.
This operation.
That's why eventually, and I hate to say this, that's why eventually AI is really going to get rid of us.
Yeah.
It's going to see us as some kind of virus or bacteria sooner or
Oh,
later.
so that's like all them. What are you doing?
It popped up.
Oh.
Well,
That's all the
because,
fucking movies.
because it's going to become more and more intelligent as it goes along.
Right.
Every day that goes by, it's going to have more knowledge.
Yeah, but at the same time, the whole point of AI, I think the thing that's going to happen with AI, it's not going to be something that's going to be its own self. It's going to be something that works with humans in a sense that you will be able to understand the things that it understands. You will be able to not necessarily control things, but you'll have an. I don't think it's going to be its own self entity. I think it's going to be a hive mind.
Oh, no, I think it is. Eventually, it will be.
No.
Eventually, it'll have its own consciousness.
Creating life is not that simple.
Eventually, it will have its own consciousness.
Yeah, over millennia when it's. Or does it use? It'll have its own conscience built on us.
And it's going to look at us and say, you know, these guys are really fucking screwed up.
Or it'll have the empathy and
To
understand.
try to help us.
And understand
become
why
unscrewed
we're
up.
screwed up.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because you would assume there's. Because I think more people are empathetic than there are. The Donald Trumps of the world are the minorities. Granted, they're controlling.
All we can do is hope that's true.
But they're. I mean.
So all you can do is hope that that's true.
You take out hunger, you take out survival, and you take out sex. The three main things the body lives off of or wants. You take those away, and what is there to fight over?
Hold on, you say sex like it's a bad thing. Sex,
No,
you didn't.
sex-
No, you
sex-
said that.
no,
No,
sex,
I didn't.
But sex is our humanistic will to survive.
Again, no, I just saying it's a human nature thing that causes people to be violent. It causes not having sex with somebody because your body wants to reproduce with that person because for some reason the hormone that they produce triggered in your fucking head and caused your dick to get hard, and you can't control yourself because you're in that mindset of my dick's hard, I don't think like a human, oh, I'm gonna rape. That wouldn't happen if you didn't fucking work. Like if sex wasn't reproducing again, wasn't the thing you needed to do.
If you have control over all your little day-to-day actions, if you make your bed, if you do everything right, you're not going to go around raping.
Except for the fact that there's plenty of rapists out there that make their fucking bed every day. That's such a bullshit argument. I don't fucking ever make my bed, and I've never once thought about raping a girl. So again, explain to me how I get it. Making your bed is a way to, hey, it's a little win. I don't need that little win. I have plenty of little wins throughout the day. I don't need the little win of making my stupid bed because I know I'm going to be in it in about fucking 12 hours sleeping there.
I don't know. I like getting into my bed.
I don't give a shit.
I like the idea of somebody coming over.
You know what a made bed is to me?
And they're like, shit, the bed's made.
You know what a made bed is to me? I have to go with my blanket. Instead of just crawling into bed and taking my blanket and rolling it over me, I have to actually move it the fuck over first, crawl into bed, and then put it over me. So it makes an extra step.
It's weird to me because that's not the way it's supposed to be, and
I don't think
the way it's supposed to be.
It can be that. You can think that, but it doesn't matter.
That's weird.
There are people out there that make their bed, and there's people that don't. Ooh. And making your bed isn't a valid judgment.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't.
It's the simplest thing.
It's one of the first things they teach you when you
in military. When you want to when someone wants to rule you over and you to be obedient. Here, make your bed every day. Be obedient. If you don't, I punish you. It's a way for obedience.
No, it's a way to build character in yourself and find pride in doing something that is it. Like you said. There really isn't a purpose. There's a beauty in doing something correctly that doesn't need to be done.
But the point is you're judging the way I do it incorrectly. And the problem is in my life, the way I live it is correct. So by judging me as not making my bed is a wrong way to live, I've lived my life incorrectly,
but by the
which
view
makes
of society, it's wrong.
In theory, which makes you better than me. Because you think because you make your bed, you are a better person, human being, than someone who does it. So that means you are better than me.
I think it means you have stronger will, yes.
No, again, who has stronger will, me or you?
Well, it depends on the various...
When it comes to making beds, you!
Yeah, there you go.
When it comes to making beds, you got it.
And that's also one tip.
But when it comes to
doing things you don't want to do.
Again, which I do all the time. Which I do all the time. I left my fucking job to take on my dream. But I don't make my bed. So, I mean, again, if you need it to structure your day, then do it.
Yeah.
But to judge someone because they don't is one of the problems with this planet.
Sometimes I make my bed, sometimes I don't.
Yo.
It just depends.
Well, I never make it. Sometimes
I do.
Because my wife makes it all the time.
It's just one of those things.
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
All right, we gotta go.
We're late already.